Hi all, this is Biswajit Misra from Informatica Global Customer Support. Today we will be discussing about exporting MRS objects using the control files. Control files, this is a way how you can control the objects that you want to export from a model repository service or from a specific project. You can specify the path of the object, the name of the object, and the type of the object, and you can selectively export the objects into an XML file. So, if you don't want to export all the objects, you can use this. And the control file also gives you the option to export the reference tables along with the data. The data will be then converted to a zip file and it would be stored on a location. So everything, these all details you can control using the infacmd export command and the control file. So today we will be discussing both. Let's start with the demo. In this demo, I'll explain you about the structures and the selective objects that I wanted to do an export. This is the developer client. I have a folder called a project called import test. Inside this, I have two folders, and we will be exporting one mapping from one of the folder, another mapping from another folder, and data object which is not dependent to any of the mappings or any other object. So it is totally independent. So we will be doing that. And there is a reference table which is not related to any of the folders. It is inside the project directly. We'll be exporting this as well. All these things we'll be doing using the control files. Let me show you the control file. This is the control file that I have created. So here I have mentioned about the folder path. This is test 1. Inside this, the object list, the type of the object, which is mapping, and then the object name mtest22, which was inside the test1 folder, and similarly the relational data object, which is also inside the same folder. So I have written here as well. Okay, so then another folder test2, and there is one more mapping, and outside you will see the reference table which is directly inside the project. So in the folder path I have not given any folder names, and the type is reference table, the object name is whatever you wanted to do a export. Okay, so this is the way you will define the types of the object, the name of the object, the path of the object, and you will be able to export it. Yeah. Now we will run the command using the infacmd tools export command. Let me go to the server. Using the infacmd sh, we will be running this export command. This requires the domain name, username, password, the project name from where you want to export, then the repository service name, the folder path where you want to create the export of the objects, then the control file path, and for reference table, you need to mention this, the reference data location where the zip file will be created with the data, and the code base and the details. So we'll be running this and we will go through the document where I will show you the different parameters and how to configure that. Okay, this is running now. Let's go to the documents. Okay, so this is the export object command. Here you can see the domain name, username, password, then the project name from where the export is going to run, then the repository service name, folder path, then overwrite whether it's true or false, so that if the export file already exists, you can overwrite. Then the control file path, and then the other option. Other option is required for the scenario where you can export the reference table along with the data. For the data, these are the details. It is mentioned. It will help you to configure these options. So here you can give the DIS name, code page, then the reference data file where the zip file will be created. This document you will get it from Informatica Data Quality any version, then the reference material, command reference guide, and inside that infacmd tools command. And to configure the control file in the same document, you will find infacmd control files, and inside this you will get the export control files parameter for model repository. So you will get an example and the options how to create it. All this document links and everything is there in the slide. You can see once the export is complete. Let's go back to the server. Okay, so the command has run successfully. I can see the execution complete successfully. Now we will the object will be created, the export object. I will try to import it, and I'll show you like if we have exported it correctly or not. Let's say I'm importing it here only. Import Informatica. Yeah. So here you can see we have test one where we have an independent data object, another data object which is part of mtest22. So it's part of the mapping. In test one we have mtest11, another data object which is help. It is also part of the mapping. That's why it is there. And the reference data tables are also exported. No other objects are included inside this. And you can add to the target environment, and you can continue with the input process. So this is the way how you can export. Okay. These are the documents those you can follow to configure the control file to run the commands. You can give us feedback in the given URLs. Thank you all.